Have you ever felt completely drained? Like your energy has been siphoned off by everyone around you? You give and you give, listening to problems, offering advice, being the emotional rock for your friends, family, and even co-workers. You think you're just being kind, being a good person. But what if I told you that this constant emotional availability is actually diminishing your power, leaving you overlooked and exhausted? What happens when you decide to just stop? What happens when you reclaim your emotional energy for yourself? The results might surprise you. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about becoming powerful, respected, and magnetic in a way you never thought possible. Let's first tackle a common misconception. We're taught that being emotionally available at all times is a virtue. It's equated with kindness, empathy, and being a supportive friend or partner. And yes, those qualities are wonderful, but there's a huge difference between genuine connection and being an unpaid, 24/7 emotional support hotline. When you're always available, always ready to absorb someone else's negativity or drama, you inadvertently devalue your own time, energy, and emotional well-being. People start to expect it. Your presence becomes a commodity, something they can take for granted. You become the person they call to dump their problems on, but not necessarily the person they respect or turn to for high-stakes decisions. True kindness isn't about setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. It's about offering warmth from a fire that is well-tended, strong, and self-sustained. So, what's the alternative? Silence. Not an angry, punishing silence, but a deliberate, mindful withdrawal of your constant emotional output. When you stop rushing to fill every conversational gap, to solve every problem presented to you, something fascinating happens. You create a space, a vacuum, and this space has what I call psychological gravity. Think about it. In a world saturated with noise, opinions, and constant chatter, a person who is comfortable with silence stands out. They possess a certain weight, a presence. When they do speak, their words land with more impact because they aren't diluted by a flood of unnecessary commentary. People lean in. They want to know what you're thinking because you're no longer offering your thoughts freely to anyone who will listen. Your silence signals that your inner world is a private, valuable place, not a public park open to all. This isn't a game of manipulation. It's a natural law of social dynamics. Scarcity increases perceived value. By making your emotional and intellectual energy less accessible, you inherently make it more valuable. The brilliant psychoanalyst Carl Jung had a concept for this. He talked about psychic energy. This is the life force of your mind, the fuel for your thoughts, emotions, creativity, and will. Jung believed that this energy is finite. Every time you engage in an emotionally draining conversation, worry about someone else's problems, or give unsolicited advice, you are spending your psychic energy. If you're constantly directing this energy outward, you're left with an internal deficit. You feel depleted, anxious, and unable to focus on your own goals and growth. This is where the idea of containment comes in. Jung suggested that a psychologically healthy person learns to contain their psychic energy. This means creating a strong inner vessel, a container for your own thoughts and feelings. It's about processing your own emotions before you share them, thinking through your own problems before you seek external validation, and protecting your inner peace from the chaos of the outside world. When you stop being emotionally available to everyone, you are essentially strengthening this container. You stop the leaks. You stop letting others dip into your energy reserve whenever they please. This contained energy doesn't just sit there, it builds. It becomes a powerful internal resource you can then use to fuel your own ambitions, your creativity, and your own genuine, chosen connections. Instead of being a shallow, wide puddle that evaporates quickly, you become a deep, calm well. Now, this is where the magic really starts to happen. When you start practicing this emotional containment, you are, by definition, setting boundaries. You're no longer a people pleaser who says yes to every request for your time and energy. You start saying no, not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. You might say, I can't talk right now. I need some time to myself. Or that sounds really tough, but I don't have the capacity to help you with that. At first, this might feel uncomfortable. Some people in your life, the ones who are used to using you as an emotional dumping ground, might even push back. They might call you selfish or distant. This is a crucial test. It filters out the energy vampires from the people who genuinely respect you. Because here's the paradox: strong boundaries don't push people away. They command respect. When people realize that your time and energy are finite resources that you allocate carefully, they start to treat you differently. Your yes becomes more powerful because it's no longer a given. Your advice becomes more sought after because it's not offered at every turn. You transform from being the convenient friend to the valued advisor. Your influence grows not because you're louder, but because you're more deliberate. People who are grounded, who have a strong sense of self and clear boundaries, are naturally more influential. They have a centeredness that others find compelling and trustworthy. They don't get pulled into every drama, so when they do choose to engage, their involvement carries significant weight. Ultimately, choosing silence, choosing to withdraw your constant emotional availability, is an act of restoring your own power. For too long, you may have been living in a state of reaction, constantly responding to the needs, demands, and crises of others. Your days were dictated by other people's emotional states. By reclaiming your emotional energy, you shift from a reactive mode to a proactive one. You become the author of your own day, the master of your own inner state. This newfound energy can be channeled into things that truly matter to you. Maybe it's a creative project you've been putting off, a business idea you've been dreaming about, or simply the act of enjoying a quiet moment of peace. You start to realize that your inner world is a rich, fascinating place, and it deserves to be protected and nurtured. You're no longer just a mirror reflecting everyone else's emotions. You are the source of your own light. So, how do you start? It begins with small, intentional acts. The next time someone comes to you with drama, resist the urge to immediately jump in and fix it. Just listen. Or if you don't have the space, politely disengage. The next time you feel an impulse to offer unsolicited advice, hold it back. See what happens. The next time you feel drained after a social interaction, don't ignore it. Acknowledge it as a sign that your boundaries were crossed or that you gave away too much energy. This isn't about becoming a hermit. It's about being selective. It's about choosing who gets access to your inner world. It's about understanding that your emotional energy is the most precious currency you have. When you stop giving it away for free, you'll be amazed at how rich you become. You'll feel calmer, more centered, and more powerful. People will not only respect you more, but you will also attract a different caliber of person into your life, people who respect your boundaries and are drawn to your quiet strength. You felt drained, overlooked, and emotionally exhausted. Now you know why. It's time to change the rules of engagement. It's time to stop being endlessly available and start being powerfully present for yourself first. Your inner world is waiting for you to reclaim it. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And for more insights on reclaiming your personal power, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you in the next video.